All right, welcome on in everyone to this episode of First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shoulder patch issued from each council in Scouting America, both past and present. Today we're going to take a look at Seaway Valley 403 out of New York. Council was originally formed in 1982 as the merger of Jefferson Lewis 408 and St. Louis 403. Lasted up until 1998 when it merged with Hiawatha 373 to form Hiawatha Seaway 373. Heading on over to the patch table, we have the first issue, S1, with its silver mylar border, light blue background, yellow fleur-de-lis, and it is an error as, unfortunately, the bridge ends dumping off into the water. It didn't make it across. That was not as intended. So this is listed as an error. You will find with the S2, they did correct their error. We'll take a look at the S2 here in a second. One of the things that has been pointed out to me, I was discussing with some individuals online last week, is I often mention the classifications for these patches. For example, this is the S1 as the first issue. But we don't often talk about, obviously, most of the people watching this channel are collectors. They're familiar with those designations. But here the S stands for the fact that this patch is solidly embroidered all the way across. Whereas if some of the background fabric twill was showing, it would be a T issue. I don't go over those designations enough on the channel. My apologies for that. I will aim to do so more frequently, not necessarily every video, but talk a little bit again about what those classifications mean so that new people to the channel or people who have not been collectors or maybe want to be collectors will glean some information about how these are classified specifically for council shoulder patches. So this is the first issue, S1. As I've said, the bridge was intended to go across the river there. And here in the S2, they've corrected their mistake or finished building the bridge, maybe you could say. So here we have the S2 with also silver mylar border, blue background, yellow fleur-de-lis, black 408, and now, I'm sorry, 403, and now the bridge does extend all the way across the water. It is interesting that they list this as a light blue background and they list this as a blue background. They are fairly similar. I would say that the coloration difference is more the stitching style than it is the color of thread. So just the way the light bounces off the fabric looks maybe slightly different, but they look pretty close in color to me in person here if I were to compare the two. We have a plastic back here on the S2. Again, it was a plastic back on the S1 as well. My guess is that these were produced relatively similar to one another. Once they found the first was an error, they probably put in an order to have it replaced. You will find that the second S2 is a little bit longer than the first one. And I think they went with, I have to guess they went with the silver mylar because this was the first issue. Then they followed that up with their S3, which is just essentially the same patch in a nice red border. Again, this one, the bridge does go all the way across. So the S3 with its red border, blue background, yellow fleur-de-lis, and a black 403. This is listed as a range of sizes from 130 to 134 millimeters across. So obviously there was a couple of production runs here with the S3. We'll leave you back with that first issue. Bridge doesn't make it across. This was slightly limited in its production, so you don't see it as frequently. We are very happy to be able to bring it to you on the channel today. We hope you all have enjoyed this episode of First CSP. Reminder that there are new episodes every single day, and you can always catch our back catalog of previous episodes at your leisure 24/7 on the YouTube channel. We have a host of playlists, subsets of the episodes we've had previously, whether it's pre-CSPs, prior to 1970, or CSPs with known reproductions. You can sort through and see any of those that you would like. I want to thank everybody that tunes in, comments, likes, subscribes, shares these videos. We really appreciate the community here. We will be back again tomorrow, and until then, Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.